What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king. Welcome you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. In the last episode, we continue to make our way around the Plasma Frigate. We are trying to hit all of the switches that are here in this area, get all of the items, battle all of the trainers. You get the drill. It's pretty simple. We're going to just hit a couple more switches, and then we should be allowed through into the major area of the ship. I think we only have like one or two more fights left to take care of here, but we're just about done. Remember that the Plasma Frigate is currently parked in the depths of the Crater Forest in the Giant Chasm. So we got to stop whatever these guys are up to, and we are not going to stop them with a Zoroark going up against a Scrafty, I can tell you that. I am going to switch, in fact, on over to... Gosh, I have so many options here. I'm going to switch to Challenger. Let's go with Challenger here. Anything but using my Lucario in these situations, because level 51 doesn't need any more help in the experience department. Let's just hope that these flies hit. So here we go. Hit it good. Nice. Hopefully that's a one-shot. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Beautiful. And Zoroark also gets a nice chunk of experience out of that. All right, I'm actually going to double back the way I came real fast. So after we hit this switch, let's go back on over here, because I don't want to hit that switch just yet. What I want to do is, I think... Oh, no, that's not correct. Never mind. Okay, we will go this way then. Let's go around here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this switch. Oh, maybe I don't like that. Oh, it's too late. Crap, I've just circled back, haven't I? No, I shouldn't have done that. Gosh, dang it. That was dumb. Oh, now I'm going to have to reset this entire area. Hold on a second. Okay, now that this entire area has been reset, we can keep moving around. I still have that last switch to find. And this one is, let's see. I got to actually figure out where this last one is, I think. Well, I can grab this item real fast. Get ourselves a Power Belt, which this is another one of those effort value raising items that doubles the amount of EVs you get based on whatever item it is. This one in particular raises defense at the expense of speed. If this were black 2, this would be the Power Band, which raises a special defense at the expense of speed. So there we go. We got this fight here. I think I only have one more Plasma Grunt left to fight in this area, which they were actually on the right side of the room a little bit earlier, but I want to step on this teleporter here in a second after we fight this guy. And he's going to have, just Grimer. Okay, I'm not too worried about this. Now remember that Grimer is more special defensive than physically defensive, so we will use Night Slash here. It's probably going to still take 2 shots to knock this thing out because it is defensive all the way around, especially if it uses something like Acid Armor. I think I could probably get away with just using a Shadow Ball here, and then we can knock this thing out, because he's not going to heal anyway. I probably could have still used Night Slash, honestly, but I wasn't about to take that chance. Here we go. All right, Seviper is next. I will stick with what I have, because Seviper is not too threatening. I mean, it can cause poison and whatnot, but it's not like it's got crazy defenses or anything. So, okay, we'll take the critical hit, too, and just knock it out straight away. Sure. All right, that should push Zoroark all the way to level 50 and then some, and now it is time to maneuver our lucky egg around one more time. And I am going to send it on over to Farina, who is now going to take the spot at the front of the party. Okay, let's step on this teleporter here. And there is our last switch. Barrier was deactivated. All barriers are deactivated. And you can proceed now. So now we just need to get back on up there. Okay, let's see. I think I can do this by going around this way. Yes. And back up we go. All right, so I'm actually going to, before I go through the barrier, I'm going to go over here and fight this guy. Because he is one of the fighting furries. Yes, I know he said Furies, but I choose to believe it's furries. Although I don't see a tail on his costume. And let's battle his crocodile. All right, ground and dark, which there's not really anything that technically worries me. But I also don't have much to retaliate with either. Let's try a Dragon Tail and see how much this does. Foul play. That's going to hurt a fair bit. Hit you with that Dragon Tail. And then, okay, not great. Let's try an Earth Power. You do have much weaker special defenses than physical defenses, so maybe this can be enough. Nope, not quite. We got a Scary Face. But I don't think it's anything it uses is going to be knocking Farina out outright, so we'll probably be fine. Let's see. Yep. Okay, Earth Power again. And down you go. And this should be a good chunk of experience to push Farina up to level 48. Given that that is a fully evolved Pokemon, anything at stage 2 is usually worth a lot of experience. But all right, that's it for all the trainers in this area. Let me do a little bit of healing real quick. I could run back to the doctor, but I don't want to mess with all the switches over there again, so I'm just going to do this. One Hyper Potion for you, and then I will use a Moo Moo Milk on Challenger. I never pointed this out, but a few episodes ago, before we headed on over to the Giant Chasm, I actually did stock up on a lot of items. You can see I have a bunch of Hyper Potions, a bunch of Revives, which I already had a bunch anyway from all of the Entralink Fun Fest missions that I did. And then I also got some more full heals, and to top it all off, I even got some more full restores, so I figured that was all worth pointing out. I'm going to use this Carbos on Challenger. And then I am going to use this Calcium here on Johanna, because the more special attack, the better. And then we will use the Zinc on Farina. Sure. Cool. I like it. And then I also am holding 2 rare candies, so I could probably use those here in a little bit as well. But let's head on through. And there's Kyurem. The
device is indestructible. You will never be able to release Kyurem. You don't have the sense to know when to quit, it seems.
All right, Zinzalin, you are going down. And finally, we get to fight this guy mono-e-mono because he has been avoiding that for some time. Now, again, ice types, this is going to be a little bit of a struggle. Hopefully, Farina is faster, so we should be okay. Farina does have crazy speed, but I guess we're going to find out now. Yes! Okay, if we can land these hits, we're probably fine. I'm not going to chance it against the wheat. No way that survived. No way that survived. I cannot believe that lived through that. Holy crap, I'm shocked. Okay, anyway, well, dang it, Farina. That was not enough damage. That sucks. That really, really oh my gosh, wow. I also can't believe it didn't use Ice Beam there. Okay, well, good to know that these Cryogonal are faster than Challenger. But shoot, I really wanted to get that experience there for Farina. Okay, Cryogonal. Gosh, dang it, that sucks. I'm going to switch to Tomoe. I know, it's not the most ideal Pokemon to switch to, but I can just use... Because their physical defense is so pathetic, I cannot believe it lived through that Rock Slide. That is so insane to me. I'm going to use Light Screen here, which, yeah, whatever, but the problem is it can't really hit back. So that's fine by me. See how much that does. Look at that. Look at that non-stab X Scissor and how much that did. But a super effective Rock Slide wasn't enough to one-shot this thing. I can't believe that. Oh, that's insane. I mean, and Flygon's physical attack isn't that bad. It's actually still pretty darn good. It's just, in fact, I think it still might be slightly higher than its special attack. So the fact that I'm just so shocked. Okay, Weavile, you're just going to get... Screw it. You're just going to get the Jack treatment. Nothing else makes enough sense. I guess I could have switched to, like, my Volcarona or something, but nah. You're just going to get a single Drain Punch to the face, and you're going to go down. Actually, I should have used Aura Sphere in this situation. That would have been even better. Hurt by the Rocky Helmet, and we're going to just heal right back up anyway. Beautiful. Look at all that. Zinzalin, you never really put up a ton of a fight, got to be honest with you.
The same for anyone. As long as you are dreaming, the dream will never reveal itself to you. Beaten again? No matter. Team Plasma will get the last laugh.
All right, well, let's head on up. But before we do anything else, I should definitely just kind of heal everybody up here. I have max revives thanks to what Rude gave me earlier, so I've got more than enough in case of a certain hairy situation. We're going to use the last of our Moo Moo Milks here on just kind of topping everybody off. Finally went through all of those. Remember, again, I got those all the way back in Drift Veil, which is just kind of insane to think about. Head over here. You intend to continue? Step on the other warp panel. Keep in mind that you're going to get beaten up if you do. Sure. Well, let's step on it and see what we got in store then. And as we head through here, look who it is. Welcome! I was asked by an acquaintance to help with his research. What I desire to bring out is to bring out the entirety of Pokemon potential. If I can accomplish that, I don't care what it takes. If it means this strength must be brought out by the interactions between Pokemon and trainers, then so be it. If it means you have to use a merciless approach like Team Plasma's and force out all the Pokemon's power, then so be it. And yes, if the entire world is destroyed as a result, then so be it. That aside, the reason I have been traveling all over Unova and battling many Pokemon trainers is because I was testing the viability of this approach to bring out the full strength of Pokemon. In that respect, you've done an amazing job. Well, now tell me if you have the answer I desire or not. If you're ready, come at me. Wait, can I hit the... All right, fine, Colress. It looks like you're ready then. Okay, let us begin. So this is a turn. Didn't really kind of read into the fact that Colress was going to be one of those I must take science too far to achieve my goals types, but yes, that is exactly the kind of character he is. I gotta be completely honest with you, this feels very unearned. The game really wanted to go for this for some reason, but it just didn't really make a lot of sense based on what because like all he says is I want to bring out the power of Pokemon. He says that over and over every single time you meet him, and then only at the end it's just like, surprise, he wants to bring out the power of Pokemon by being bad, and it's like, okay, sure, I guess, whatever. It's kind of just came out of nowhere. I don't know if he's going to do a heal here, but I'm just going to hit it with a crunch. He is going to use a full restore, which is fine, so we'll be able to knock its health down just a little bit, enough to earth power it again on the next one. Now, obviously, Colress does special in steel-type Pokemon, so we're going to need to make use of that weakness as we go, but what better Pokemon to send out Farina against than one that is quad weak to ground? And there we go. All right, first one down. Nice chunk of experience. Next, we got Magnezone, which is a little bit more powerful. This thing is probably going to knock Farina out if I'm not careful. But I don't know why my controller started doing that all of a sudden. I think something got stuck there. That was very strange. Let's see. What do I want to do? Oh, gosh, I don't want to switch to Johanna, but I'm going to switch to Johanna just for this part. I also want to try to heal Farina at some point, but I think we're fine. Here we go, Magnezone. Okay, so Magneton, but stronger, much better defenses, much better offenses in every single way. I think the only thing that is the same is its speed. We'll see how it does, and of course, because it has Sturdy, it's going to endure the hit no problem. It's got a Thunder Wave on us. But that's okay. If it's going to just use Thunder Wave all day, I don't actually really care all that much. In fact, to the point where I'm just going to use another Castelia Cone here, while Colress probably heals Magnezone again. Nope, it's going to use Explosion. Well, there goes my Volcarona and all of the experience I wanted out of this thing. That sucks. Because there's no way you're surviving that. Explosion's just a little bit too powerful. That was super rude. Uncool. All right, what's next? Matang. Okay, I'm not too worried about this thing knocking out Farina because it's much more of a physical attacker, but it also doesn't really know moves that are all too powerful. Let's use a Hyper Potion in this instance. I also don't think this thing's going to have Sturdy either. It has Agility, which, you know, that can be a thing. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have Sturdy. It has Clear Body. That's right. So I will use Earth Power on you. We might not one-shot you. Wow, even with that Agility, it wasn't enough. Let's see. Hey, there we go. Another Agility for it. So this thing knows Meteor Mash, Rock Slide, Zen Headbutt, and Agility. None of which are things I'm super worried about. So, let's see. Should I use a Revive on Volcarona? I think I will. There we go. Especially because, yeah, okay, I do want to do that, and I know why. It'll all make sense in a little bit. There's that Meteor Mash. No, get out of the bag, please. I want to actually fight this thing. Sometimes the controls just are not responsive. Another Meteor Mash. That's okay. It's not going to knock me out unless it's a crit. But we got Matang down. So there we go. Now the question is, which Pokemon is he going to send out next? Because he does have one non-steel type on the team. And we'll see if that's what we get next. So, knocked you out. Farina wants to learn the move Hyper Beam. I'm going to say no. Give up on that. I didn't teach Farina Hyper Beam with the TM for a very good reason. Kling Klang is next. Okay, that's what I was worried about. So, Johanna, I'm going to have you fight this Kling Klang. Kling Klang is a really good Pokemon with some really good moves. It's got Shift Gear, Gear Grind, Thunderbolt, and Giga Impact. Shift Gear is probably going to be the one move that it, or no, Gear Grind is probably going to be the one move it doesn't end up using, and it has an Air Balloon, which prevents it from getting hit by Ground-type moves. This thing just has amazing stats all the way around, enough so that I was expecting it to survive that Heat Wave, and it didn't. But Kling Klang is a very good Pokemon. Always been a huge fan of it, despite how weird it looks. And it just has so much versatility to it. It is also his strongest Pokemon, so I was highly expecting that thing to push through, and it didn't, which is shocking to me. So let's switch on over to Zoroark for this last one, which is Behem. It's got Psychic, Calm Mind, Energy Ball, and Recover, and notice how Illusion didn't activate because Zoroark is in the last slot in my party, which I think is very funny. Let's use a Night Slash on this thing because its physical defenses are worse than its special defenses. Probably will still survive at least one shot, but I think Zoroark can handle this Energy Ball. No problem. Let's use a Snarl here, and down you go. And down goes Colress. Good fight, buddy. Good fight, but it wasn't enough. Also, again, I'm still not bought on the whole or sold on the whole, like, changing sides thing. Or I guess just randomly being evil. I don't know. So strong! You're a very strong trainer indeed, so let me ask you this. Are you thinking of reaching even higher heights by understanding each other as a Pokemon and trainer? I mean, I guess. I see. To me, that is an ideal answer. To think that's what you actually believe. You bring out the power of your Pokemon with respect and love. Excuse me for repeating myself, but if it will make Pokemon stronger, I don't care what it takes. If interacting with Pokemon can increase their powers only to a certain point, then their full strength must be brought out using a scientific approach, even one without a conscience. But you have shown me the potential of your approach. To me, whether Team Plasma wins or whether you win will decide how the relationship between people and Pokemon should be. So will this be settled? Step on the warp panel on the other side of the room where Kyurem is being held. Good luck in your battle. Thanks, buddy? Okay, well, I guess that is how we're going to do this thing. Now, everybody is still a little bit beat up, which is probably a very good excuse for me to go on back to the doctor and heal up, which I am going to do, but I'm going to do that between episodes, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much. In the next episode, I am going to be taking on the leader of this entire operation, the leader of Team Plasma himself. See you all in the next one.